Let me ask you something. What did Michael Jordan, Jeff Bezos, and J.K. Rowling all have in common? They didn't just stumble into success. They built it step by step. Benzo worked from his garage day after day in order to launch Amazon. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team, but he didn't give up. Every single day, he worked hard in order to become the greatest of all time. And J.K. Rowling was told no after no until finally a breakthrough came and Harry Potter became one of the biggest books of all time. Here's the truth. What set them apart wasn't money or luck or even talent. It was their mindset. They understood that no matter what they went through, they had to get back up, work hard every single day, and set small milestones until they reached their ultimate success. And in this video, we're going to go over 5 key steps that can help you develop that growth mindset and not only achieve your dreams, but crush them. By the end of this video, you're going to have an actionable plan that's going to help you achieve your dreams and be able to hopefully live the life you've always wanted to live. Step number 1 is going to be creating a clear and compelling vision. So success is going to start with clarity. And honestly, without a clear goal of where you want to go, you're just going to be staying busy and not actually making progress towards your goal. So the first thing you got to do is have a clear vision of where you want to be at the finish line. An example of this is J.K. Rowling didn't just write a book. She understood the whole magical world that she wanted to create, full of wands and magical characters like Harry Potter. She had a clear vision of what she wanted to create even from the beginning of her journey. So how do you apply this? You want to write down your big overarching goal. And then after that, you want to get specific. You want to understand, what does success feel like? What does that look like for me? Is that driving around in a big car? Is that having a 3-story house? What does success look like for you? And you have to make sure you have that vision at the beginning. And then after you get that big overarching goal, you want to get more specific. Write down what you would do on the daily. For example, I want to make YouTube videos. So I understand on Monday, maybe I write my script. And on Tuesday, I record my videos. On Wednesday, I'm going to be editing those videos to make sure that once a week, I have a video to put out. Make sure you understand your overarching goal and then get specific over time in order to create that clear and compelling vision for yourself. So this mindset is a belief that you can grow not just through talent, but through hard work and grit over time. So what does that mean? Yeah, you can be born tall, maybe 6'6", 6'5", but if you're not constantly practicing and working on your craft daily, you're not going to be growing. And understanding that it's not just talent, but it's also effort that helps you grow not only physically, but mentally. A perfect example of this is a world-class tennis player, Serena Williams. Even after she became the #1 player in the world, you saw her in interviews saying that every time she lost, she went back to the drawing board and she started to watch film to make sure that she corrected every single one of her mistakes. Because she understood that her talent could only take her so far, she also had to work hard every single day to maintain her #1 position. So here's a few examples of how to embrace a growth mindset. The first thing you want to do to embrace a growth mindset is ask yourself, what can I learn from my mistakes? How can I grow from what just happened to me? You can always take something negative in your life and turn it into a positive. Also, whenever you're trying to master something, you want to learn how to use the word yet. You can always say, I haven't mastered this yet. I haven't learned how to play this musical chord yet. I haven't learned how to edit a video yet. Don't ever say that I can't or this is too difficult. Use the word yet to make it seem like you one day will be able to attain mastery over whatever it is that you want to do. The last way to embrace a growth mindset is going to be seek feedback from your peers. Make sure that you're constantly asking people around you for help when you need it. You can only see things from one perspective. But when you ask your peers to critique some of your work, they're going to give you a variety of different perspectives that you can then go and work on and perfect your craft. Because remember, you haven't mastered it yet, but you're going to master it one day. Step number 3 is going to be taking ownership over your actions. I always like to say that whenever you blame somebody else for your circumstances, all it does is kill your momentum. Because you're taking all of that time and energy that you could be putting towards perfecting your craft into criticizing someone or blaming someone. That does nothing for you. Honestly, if you fail, even if somebody takes a part of it, just take ownership of it. Understand, I failed this time, but this is what I can do in order to succeed the next time. When Jeff Bezos was building Amazon, he took massive risks. He quit his high paying job in order to help his company grow. But he didn't look at those hard times and say, man, uh, if only Tom at my job would have convinced me to stay. Or man, if only my best friend would have told me, don't take that risk because it might not work out. He didn't do that. He took ownership of his decisions and he went and worked every single day until his decision made him into the success he became today. So how can you apply taking ownership into your own life? The first thing you got to do is eliminate the blame game. No matter what happens to you, don't sit around and blame other people for what your situation is. That's not going to help you. All it's going to do is hinder you from growing. The next thing you have to do is ask, what can I do today in order to be better tomorrow? Understand that the only person that can motivate you is you. Anything that you want to do, you can motivate yourself to do. You just have to get up, start working today. Don't wait on permission from anybody and just start building towards the goals and dreams you want to achieve. Make sure you just start taking ownership of all your actions. Number 4, build resiliency through daily habits. So, what do we mean by building resiliency? Understand that motivation can easily fade, but daily habits is what's going to help you make it to the next level in order to achieve your dreams. So, if every single day I come home and I say, every day at 7 p.m., I'm going to write a little bit in order to create the perfect book that I want to create. When you first start doing this, you're going to be so motivated. You're going to have so many new ideas because you just know that writing this book is going to help you get into that new house or get those new shoes that you want. But after maybe a week or maybe a month or maybe 3 months, and that book doesn't start yielding results, you might start to fade in your motivation. But if you keep those small daily habits that you started since day one, no matter what happens, no matter how much your motivation fails, you're going to continue to make steps to reaching your goal. I like to use Kobe Bryant as an example. He was an excellent basketball player for LA Lakers. He used to wake up every single morning at 4 a.m. and practice, no matter what. Even after he was an NBA champion, even after he reached the highest heights of basketball, every single morning he continued to wake up at 4 a.m. and work on his craft. He made that a daily habit that he did, and that led to him having long term success and becoming a legend for everybody. So, how do we stay consistent with our habits? The first thing you want to do is start small. Maybe 10-15 minutes a day. You just take time to review your goals that you want to achieve for the week. And then after that, you want to do something called habit stacking. So, take that one thing that you're already doing. Okay, every day at 8 p.m., I'm going to list my goals and I'm going to review them. Then you stack a small goal on top of that. Okay, so right after I list my goals and review them, the next 10 minutes, maybe I'll make a schedule exactly of how I'm going to achieve the goals for the day. Or maybe after that, you say, all right, well, let me review or reflect on what I did today to get better for tomorrow. Do a small habit stacking activity so you can eventually build habit after habit naturally and organically. And then finally, what you want to do is track your wins. So one of your habits should always be, okay, what did I do successfully? And you can look back and say, okay, today I ran 1 mile. And eventually I want to get up to be able to run 2 miles. So eventually I want to be able to run 3 miles. Every time you get a small success, do something to treat yourself. And make sure that you're congratulating yourself on those small progressions towards your overall goal. Step number 5 is going to be surround yourself with the right environment. So always remember, your mindset is going to be shaped by the what and the who you surround yourself with. So if you surround yourself with successful people, more than likely they're going to encourage you to be successful. If you put yourself in an environment where you can work and study and create habits, more than likely you're going to be successful in creating those habits. For example, in my house, I have an office where the only thing I do is make videos. I edit, I record. Everything I do in here is make videos. I don't keep my TV in here or a gaming system in here because I know those things will easily distract me. I have to make sure I put myself in the right environment in order to succeed. So, one thing you can do in order to put yourself in the right environment is to replace and audit your inputs. So, what I mean by that, an example is on my way to work, I drive an hour away, and I used to watch and binge things on YouTube or podcasts about sports. Every day I would use that hour to catch up on the latest sports news. Who did this? Who scored this many touchdowns? Eventually, I decided to audit my input, and I wanted to use that hour to help myself grow. So I replaced those sport podcasts with investment podcasts. So instead of keeping up with what someone was doing on the football field, I started to learn how I should place my money in order for it to grow most efficiently. Or I also watch videos about how I can become successful on YouTube. This is something that anybody can easily do on their way to work. Maybe you can throw your headphones on while you're cleaning, but make sure that you're auditing your input for positive growth. The next thing is choose your community wisely. You might not know this, but you are the one in control of choosing your friends. You can choose whether you want to hang around successful people, or you can choose if you want to hang around people who constantly are complaining or who are constantly blaming the situation on others. Choose your environment wisely and make sure the people around you are helping you grow. Finally, protect your focus. Make sure you're creating boundaries around some of the things that you do. So, example, whenever you go to create those habits, don't have your phone with you because you know that your phone might easily lead to you scrolling on Facebook. Or when you want to edit videos, don't have your TV playing because you know that every time you look to the left, you're going to easily be distracted by your TV. Create boundaries for yourself whenever you want to become focused on the subject matter you want to master. So look, success isn't something that you're just going to fall into. You have to make sure that you have a growth mindset and that you're doing small things every single day in order to achieve your dreams. And if you have something else that you do in order to create those small habits, or if you have something that you personally want to share in order to grow your growth mindset, put it in the comments, share it with us so we all can grow together. Until next time, bye.